Welcome to Juice United Show, and it's the start of a new season. We've been away for a little while, but we're back. We are back, and it's time to talk about Man United again in a competitive game. Good to see you, Garth. Been a little while. How you doing?
Yeah, good, mate. Good. Yeah, it's been a hot minute. Pre-season into pre-season weren't fantastic, so I just want to have a quick brief word on it. But apart from that, been all right. I think the transfer window's been done well for us. We couldn't expect much more considering we knew we had the restrained budget that we've got. Hopefully, if we can offload a few more of these players, Harry Maguire, West Ham, we might be able to get Amrabat. I don't know much about him, to be quite honest with you, mate. I really don't. Like, apart from he had a good World Cup, I don't know anything about the game. Like DM, Casemiro needs to help though. There's no two ways about that. And those four players, that'd probably be a perfect transfer window. The best we could ask for, I think. I don't know about yourself.
To be fair, that makes sense. Ten Hag is doing a job. He's doing a great job in terms of who he's bringing in for the system that we've got. And I'm just happy with what way things are going. Even though we didn't win so many games in pre-season and stuff, we played some top teams and we played some good football. That's the difference. And I can see what we're trying to do. And again, we'll talk about a few of these things that are happening before we go to the match preview fully. So let's go dive straight into what the one of the things is Mount in pre-season. Now, tell me what you thought of his inclusion into the side, what he brings to us, what he's going to do for us this season. I'm quite excited about what he's going to do. Again, you know how I was at the beginning, not happy. The minute I understood what he was doing, why he was coming into this club, and what position he was going to take up, my mind started changing completely. I think I'm having a little bit of the same vibes on another player we're going to talk a bit later on. But in terms of Mount, I see what he's been doing. He's working quietly behind the scenes. But you tell me what you see. What do you see about?
I think, first of all, it's one of the first things you said when you started coming around to it is the energy he brings to that midfield. Engine, no two ways about it, up and down. A true box-to-box. I know he's an AM centre, but he does go up and down. So good energy, great replacement for Eriksen. I like the fact as well that he seems to have slotted into the system quite easily. He doesn't seem to be having much trouble adjusting his game to this system. So far, looks good. Yeah, I mean, I know the detractors. You can pull out a couple of really poor highlights of him in the pre-season. They're missing but that's every player. He's in a new team, new surroundings. So yeah, I mean, I'm quite excited. You knew I was before I've ever seen anything. But yeah, very pleased with how well he's assimilated into the team. Very pleased by the looks of things from the outside.
Yeah, me too. I don't expect him to be pulling up trees to make you look at him and go, oh, wow, look at what he did there. He'll be one of them players who, the same way Eriksen operated last year, you didn't really think of him too much, but we did look at the pass before the great pass, or, you know, that little link between defense to midfield into Bruno. Then Bruno goes and does his thing, and then you look back at it and you go, that was from Eriksen, that. And if it wasn't for Eriksen playing them balls through, this wouldn't happen. And I think that's what's going to happen with Mount. He's one of those players where he'll rat around, he'll win the ball for you, but when we're in possession, he'll get himself into positions where he's providing an option and move it on quickly. And then he'll find himself on the end of balls the same way Fred found himself on the end of balls a lot, but obviously is not as good a finisher as Mount is. I think we're going to see, we saw that in pre-season as well, where we nearly scored that tremendous goal where we passed out from the back Onana, and then it moved, and then it went to Bruno, and he outside the foots it, and then it comes to him, and he should score that tap in. Obviously, on another day, that's a goal. Or any player, that's a goal. So I ain't got no worries with that. I think he's going to be a really good addition to our side, make us very difficult to beat compared to last year. We were already a great side last side in terms of being robust and tough to beat. But last season, we knew we were getting overrun at times by Newcastle again, at times by Brighton, by other teams. And I don't think they'll be able to do that to us this year because of Mount coming in. So, yeah, I'm really happy with Mount. I'm really happy with the fact that he's in there. Youthfulness with the energy to get around. So, yeah, let's see how he does on Monday.
But fingers crossed he pulls up the stats he got season before last. Like we said, you know, nearly 30 goal contributions for a young kid in midfield, 22 at the time. So it's very promising. Obviously, listen, I've been down this road before, you know what I mean? I was hyped when we got Angel Di Maria. I thought that was going to be the turning point, you know what I mean? It was Angel Di Maria, for goodness sake. Like, and he didn't make it at Man United. So if Angel Di Maria don't make it at Man United, it can happen that he don't make it. But he looks great. He looks fantastic, that's well.
Yeah.
So.
I think Di Maria, I think he needed many more players around him. That was a start.
Yeah, he needed more than Fellaini.
Yeah, make a run, Fellaini. Go on.
But you know what I'm getting at? You know what I'm getting at? Sometimes it just doesn't work. You know, look at Harry Maguire. It just hasn't worked for him because he weren't good enough at this level. Didn't play the system. Except, you know where I'm coming from.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. That moves me on to the next arrival, Onana. His arrival has made me feel so good. I was having a little bit of a back and forth with Steve, actually telling me that his boy is better than Onana. I'm like, come on, man, come on. And then he's gone with the comment of, soon as a player joins United, he becomes the best in the world. I'm like, no, I'm saying he's the best that I've ever seen with his feet. I've not seen anyone as comfortable with their feet than Onana. When me and my son were watching him in the final, we didn't even know who Onana was or what he was all about. But when we saw him in the final against City, I was like, who the hell is this keeper? And this keeper is left-footed, isn't it? He's got a good left foot. And then he banged the ball with his right. I'm like, wait a minute. How did you do that with your left? You drilled the ball with your left. You dinked the ball with your left. Then you did the same with your right. I'm like, what is going on here? On a sixpence as well. So I was loving what I saw. And then also I was like, okay, but what's his shot stopping like? What can he do shot stopping? So then there's a video online. I think I posted it in the group where it shows every single shot against Onana last season. So it's not missing out anything. You're getting every shot which he had to save or didn't save, which went in. Any mistakes, and when you look at it, his handling is up there. Everything. He's got strong hands. He's there. He missed, obviously, you let in a goal and you think, oh, he could have saved that one. That was a pretty bad one. Or he got lobbed there. Okay, no problem. But really, in the grand scheme of the whole thing, his handling is top notch and his footwork is top notch. So I'm loving what I'm seeing. And I can't say he's the best goalkeeper in the world yet. But what I can say is I think he's the best with his feet at the moment. That's the best I've ever seen with his feet. What do you think anyway?
Yeah, I mean, I was a little dubious. I'm sure you remember before we signed him. First and foremost, listen, because he's going to make mistakes. He's that sort of goalkeeper. He's an eccentric goalkeeper. And when that happens this season, then I hear, and if I say it, please pull me up on it because I know it might happen. De Gea would have said that. Yeah, he might have done, but De Gea made loads of mistakes last year. Someone said that. So it might be you, Nathan, said that to me actually. Sorry, mate. Stealing your thunder. It was time for him to go. We needed a new goalkeeper. So we needed new. I agree with you. His ball playing ability with his feet looks exceptional. I mean, I'm not going to go as far as you are so far with it, but he looks great. Eccentric, like I said, definitely going to make some mistakes. Definitely going to lose his cool, lose his rag. His attitude and mentality, from what I've seen so far, is a throwback to like them mid-90s goalkeepers. Like just absolute nutcases. You know, all of them though. You know what I mean? Like the old school ones like Grobler, the new school ones like David James, Nigel Martin, Tim Flowers. That entire era they were mental, mate. You know what I mean? And he's got a bit of that about him. Looks like he's got a reasonable shot stopping ability. I think that's something we're going to have to get used to. Is we got very accustomed to David De Gea pulling off saves that he should not, that other goalkeepers don't pull off. It isn't, and that isn't going to be a bad mark against Onana. It shouldn't be. It's just that only David De Gea, as bad as he's been, he still had that one thing. That's what kept him in between the sticks, was this thing that he could pull off magnificent saves. So, excited, mate, like you are. And we need the modern goalkeeper for Ten Hag system to work. We need the modern ball-playing goalkeeper. And his feet are exceptional. Like I said, left foot, right foot, great passing ability. And hopefully, just like what you were saying about Mount, hopefully this unlocks a key part of our game going forward next season. Well, this season, sorry, of being able to play out from the back properly. You know what I mean? Yeah, well, come on, we're going to smash Wolves tomorrow. We got to. Although Wolves always a 1-0, it feels like. It always feels like a 1-0 Wolves. So.
Not anymore. Not today. Tomorrow it will be a different story. But okay, so that's Onana coming in. But we have someone that I'm very pleased about, and I've seen that he's gone. Obviously, Fred, I say well done for the times you've been with me. Hard worker. He's been love and hate relationship with Fred at times, but he's done some world class things, and then he's done some panel beating things. He just done. He is.
Panel.
He has been one of them things, hasn't he?
Yeah.
World beater and panel beater in the same breath at times. So yeah, but there's another lad that's gone, and looks like we're going to get a good piece of money for him. Maguire, off he goes to West Ham, and I think it's out of nosebleed territory, back into the comfort zone for him. I think that will be perfect move for him to just get back where he belongs in that kind of level of football, where no one's going to scrutinize him at the mistakes that he makes, because that's what the players in them kind of teams make. When you're at United, you're held to a higher standard, and he was never able to handle that. He was never capable of handling that, and he must feel better about himself, or hopefully the deal gets completed and we're all happy. Everybody's happy with him moving on, and we paid him up, I think, probably half of what he's owed as well, and then we've got 30 million for him, and then hope we can use that money for some other places in the squad. What do you think of this move for him as well? You agreement or what?
Yeah, no, I think West Ham. I was having a conversation. I don't know whoever it was having a conversation with him, saying that they think West Ham's a bad move for him, and I was like, no, it's a great move for him, West Ham. He's like, yeah, but he's going to get lost. Like he won't be able to be the defender they need. I was like, no, he will be. That's his level, West Ham. It's a great move for him. I think you'll see the best of Harry Maguire there. It secures his spot for the World Cup. Yeah. I think it's great around 30 mil. I think it's fair for him as well, especially with his wages, like as high as they are. Like some people were saying we should be getting 40, 45 for him. I disagree. I think 30. It's better for West Ham, but I think it's as fair as fair can be. You know, I can't see someone paying 40 mil, 45 mil for Maguire. That'd be madness. You know, like this is Chelsea.
It's too
yeah.
much.
So yeah, very happy. Listen, it just didn't work for him. This is what I mean. Like he's not a bad player. He just did not work as a top six defender when you're playing a high line. You know, like I said, I reckon he would have done very well in Italy as well. Gone out there and play with their low block that they play a lot of the time. He would have done very well there. So yeah, right. And I reckon is he taking the captain's armband as well? Did I hear rumours of that? He's going to walk in and take the captain's armband?
I heard that, but that'll be good. That'll be good for him. Look, it's not like the mad level we're talking about. So I'm happy. He's got. I would have taken 20 mil. I would have taken 20 mil, 20 straight. So I listen, whatever you give me, I'll take it, mate. Just
when we turned down, was it 25 we turned down? I was like, what are you doing? Just take it. They're not coming back with more. They did, so it just shows how bad business than I do. But yeah, no, I'm ecstatic because I feel, honestly, week in, like, you think about it, every week we're coming on last season. Well, not so much last season, but the season before, and all it is the start of the show. It's Bash Maguire, 15 minutes, and it wasn't unfair. It's not like we were abusing him. We were critiquing his performances, and they were horrific. So yeah, great move for everyone involved.
Totally agree. Curlers, good to hear from you again, mate.
Yes, Curlers.
Easy 3 points. Hakeem actually got them in the end. We'll see the cash we invested. Pavard and Amrabat are needed for us to try a title run. Jonathan Martin says, accept anything, just get him. Way, mate.
Exactly right.
On his form, 30 mil is the limit for Harry.
Yeah. Form, age, everything. He's 31 this year, I think, isn't he? Or he's definitely 30 now. So great bit of business, I think.
I'm just very happy that I'm not going to see him in the United shirt anymore. It's not anything personal. It's just football, mate. I just want to see better players coming in. But here's the other thing. Go on.
Oh, no. You just to talk about Maguire because I wanted to touch on something else. So if you just keep going about Maguire, mate, if you want to keep going on Maguire.
I've come off Maguire. I'm going on to Pavard.
Oh, this is exactly what I was going to ask you. That's exactly what I was going to... Let me ask you this, though, because I think he's a good player. Like, conversation's been raging between you and Alex in the group, and I think he's a good player. I think you're a little down on it, but I don't think he's an improvement so much on what we've got that this is a transfer that we should be bringing in when we've got Wan-Bissaka and Dalot already. Does that make sense? Where I'm coming from? Like, he's a great player, Pavard. I think he's really good, but yeah, unless we've got a 35, 40 mil sale of Dalot in the wings coming in, I don't see the position behind this. But anyway, what are you feeling with Pavard, mate?
Look, remember when I first saw the messages in the group and I saw Pavard, great player, and then I saw something along the lines of he's a great improvement on Wan-Bissaka and Dalot. And I'm like, wait a minute. You
it's
talking
not
about the same Pavard here, like the Pavard that gets ripped. And I'm like, this Pavard, he's the weak link in the French national team. He's always been the weak link in Bayern's team. Whenever you play with him on FIFA, you take him out the squad. You look at him, he's under 80, he's 70, he's 79. I'm looking at him going, I don't like this. I don't like this. But I got to say to you, I did change my thing. I started thinking again, the same way I was thinking about Mount. So why does he want him? Like, what is it that he wants with him? And then I really realized he will be a replacement centre-back as a cover. He can't be a first player. That might be okay, because I was like, but I play Lindelof ahead of him. Wait a minute.
Has he played? Sorry, has he played like centre-back? Because I thought he was like a proper. I don't know much about. Like, I haven't watched much of him, but I thought he was a proper right-back, mate. Yeah,
he's a centre-back playing right-back, and he wants to play centre-back.
Right. Fair play.
Bayern. So when you look at it, I'm like, right, but he's not even better than Darmian when we had the Darmian. Like, in terms of...
he's better than Mario Darmian. Like.
Defensively, not. But this is what I'm saying now. I got to really give you the other side to it. On the ball, he's very good. Passing the ball, getting forward, link-up play, crossing the ball, top-notch. All of that is the top-notch side of his game. But what really lets him down is what I see is he's the weak link. You want to get a quick player, you get at him. So I was thinking, wait a minute, okay. If you want to play Ten Hag ball and he's at right back and Shaw's at left back and those two at centre back, you've now got a team when you're in possession. But if we lose the ball and then they get at us, that's the weak point. So when I look at it, I go, but Dalot's better than him defensively. Wan-Bissaka's way better than him defensively. But then on the ball, you got Pavard is better than them both. So you look at it and you go, is it horses for courses again? Is he coming in and going, right, we're gonna demolish this team by keeping the ball the whole game? Pavard, you're playing. Okay, this game, we got Sir Maximan coming up again. Oh, wait a minute, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, you're playing. So if we're doing it like that, then that makes sense. But we are going to come unstuck at times where he's the weak link and we get ripped. That's the only.
And I know. Also, I'm just really remembering as well the way Ten Hag this new system as well, where you bring one of the fullbacks in the centre midfield. He's been doing that with our right back a lot. So it's been Luke Shaw's been shifting over as the back three. In that role, I see where you're coming from. Pavard works nicely, but then you notice you didn't mention Dalot there. This is what I'm saying. Like we don't need three players there when we haven't got the money. We haven't got the money for wages. We need other options. So in my mind, surely one of them's got to go out of Wan-Bissaka and Dalot if we bring Benjamin Pavard.
He's coming in as a replacement for Maguire. That's what.
But surely not. But Pavard's better than that. Like Pavard's better than a fourth choice centre back. Surely.
I was thinking as well. I was thinking, is he going to come in? Play that don't make sense.
See, I think he coming. I could be wrong here, Nathan. Do you seem to think? I think he's coming in as our number one right back by him. This is the way I feel. Like,
yeah, he's going to be peed right off. He's saying, "I want to leave because I don't want to be at right back anymore."
Well, then maybe not. Then no, definitely not. But listen, if it is right back, I don't see any reason for it when we've got them two. If it is a backup centre back, fair play. That's a quality option to have. As I say, I know you're saying weak link, but as third, fourth choice centre back, a replacement for Maguire, I can deal with that. To be quite honest with you, I can deal with that. So
look, if he comes in on the ball, I'll be happy. Off the ball, I'll just be like, look, I told you so. When it happens, but end of the day, I've said that about a few players before, where I think like Zinchenko is not particularly great defensively, but you never really get at him because Arsenal keep the ball so much or City kept the ball so much that you never really did. So maybe I'm just like, you know what? Put Pavard in. Maybe he can do a job like on the ball. He's going to be good on the ball. He's going to create chances for like Højlund crossing balls in.
That's what. And he's good. I've just got this thing like I've always seen Pavard like a bit of what Curlis is saying as well, with him being a good replacement long term. I mean, he must be 27ish Pavard, so he's like. But I just see him as a general steady Eddie, mate. Like he's not exceptional in anything really, but I don't see him as like being bad. I know you're like really bad in any area. Yeah, maybe he's the weak link in that France team, but they've got some quality ballers in that. So I don't know. It all comes down to price. Exactly, and it all comes down to price, man.
So I get you. Maybe it's one of them ones where like when Arsenal were buying all them defenders. Back in the day when Wenger used to buy these defenders, they were always good on the ball, but whenever they came up against power, they always were like second best. And that's what you never like with the defender. And that's just what I'm talking about. It's like Lindelof kind of situation where he's a 7 out of 10 all the time, but if he comes up against a good player,
yeah, that's how I see it. Yeah, exactly how I see him. Yeah, exactly. No, yeah, but he's better than a Philip Senderos. You know what I mean, or an Oleg Lustig.
Exactly my point. Them kind of players who look okay, but the minute you get out, they're done. So yeah. It is.
Yeah.
But look, Pavard, if he comes in, I still respect Ten Hag. Whatever he wants to do, let him do it, mate.
I think the other thing you got to remember, like, I know, like saying Wheatley, he's still an experienced international. Like he comes in, he's a decent player. Like there's no choice about it. I just don't see the reason for it at the moment. But yeah, like, if it's like you say, Maguire replacement, fair play.
Yeah, we'll see. But like I said, on the ball, football will make us a lot better. But off the ball, defensively, will not. So that's the two things. Kerners, what have you said there? If Pavard plays right back and we have Licha, Varane covering, it does make sense to get him. Yeah, okay. A centre back recover as well. And then certain games he's playing on the right, certain games he's on the bench. That might make sense because you do have a lot of games to go. We're in Champions League again. You know.
Yeah, 4 comps. Yeah.
FA Cup, League Cup, League, Champions League. We're going to need the players. We're definitely going to need the players. So, yeah. But that leads me on to before the season. Well, this week. It's game week 1, so we can still do this. I've seen a lot of the teams now. We've seen most of them. What is your top 4 prediction, guys?
I didn't know this was coming. Listen, after watching Man City, I know that it was Forest, wasn't they, played? Yeah, I know it wasn't the best performance from Forest, but Man City win the league again, especially after watching Liverpool-Chelsea today. Arsenal struggle. I don't know, that's right, Arsenal played Forest, didn't they? Arsenal struggled in the end against Forest. Forest could have easily snatched a point there. Who did Man City play? 3-0. Oh, Burnley. Burnley. Yeah, decent. They look good. It does come down to how long De Bruyne's out for now. My fantasy team, man. De Bruyne injured, Stones injured, Nunes didn't play. It's disgrace. I've already lost. Already lost, mate. I've already lost. It's disgraceful. So yeah, Man City, I think, win the league. And then honestly, Nath, I don't. You know me. I don't sit on the fence very often, but it's a free for all for the rest of it now. It really is. Depending if Man United do really well tomorrow against Wolves, like we a good 3-1, 3-0, 2-0, then it's literally Liverpool, Chelsea, Man City, Arsenal, Newcastle. Newcastle looked dominant. They smashed up. Who was that? 5-1. They smashed up. Was that Everton? No. I'm forgetting who played who now, but yeah, smashed up. Yeah, I remember the result. But so yeah,
5-1, mate.
Yeah, Villa have a good team. Yeah, so I honestly think that it's easy for me to say the team's dropping out. I think Chelsea miss out on the top 4.
So who's won? City?
Man City definitely, and then I think without having seen Man United play, I think the next 3 in any order are Man United, Arsenal, Liverpool. But I don't know what I can't be just second, third, fourth there, man.
You have to go with it. Yeah. Man United,
yeah.
You've got Arsenal coming third. After United, yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm excited. This is how excited. This is the hope of a new season. With the signings we've got that complement our system now, they were weak links last year. The goalkeeper, weak link. No striker, weak link. Not having midfield backup, weak link. We've sort of like answered those, and we only finished. What did we finish off Arsenal in the end? 6 points. So I see them
9 points. Yeah,
9. Sorry, yeah.
What you mean?
Yeah. So 9 points, and I see them being taken back. So yeah, second for Man United. Hope, Arsenal third, Liverpool fourth, and then Chelsea and Newcastle just missing out. But that fourth spot, honestly, it's going to be tight.
All right, question for you: why is Arsenal falling off behind us? Why do you think they're going to fall behind us?
I don't think they're falling off, mate. They're going to do exactly the same. Man City and Man United are going to do better. I think Arsenal, like, it's weird to say with the management, they've got a season to adjust to these because the big name players with big personalities, they've got a season to adjust to, I'm hoping anyway, because otherwise, if they all click, we're in trouble. They've got a season to adjust with Havertz, who's a very mercurial player, plays doesn't really have a position, you can't nail him down. He's not an AM centre, he's not a striker, he's not a winger. So you've got to get used to that. Jesus is out again. Is this a problem? Is this going to be because they've got no other striker really? And Ketty, a lovely goal to be fair, but he's not he's not a 20-goal season striker in Ketty, is he? So, yeah, it's not that they're dropping off. I think they do exactly the same. We just do a little bit better, man.
Mm.
Oh, Arsenal. Oh, curlers. Arsenal not even making it. Oh, I don't know. They've got a good team. Yeah.
United, more like it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, my gosh, man. But look, with Arsenal.
So, where are you then? Where are you, though?
I'll do a few things first, because with Arsenal, like, teams are going to play them this year like it's a cup final every game now, because they know what they're about, and they're going to be like, listen, we got Arsenal, we got to batter them. Like last year, it was like a little creep up out of nowhere, and then you kind of adjusting. But this year, everyone's going to be on them. So it's pressure to win every single game. It's going to be a little bit different than last year, where there wasn't the pressure there. You know what I mean? They're like a team that nearly won the league and pretty much so close to won the league that it's going to have the same effect on the other clubs that are going to play them. That's number one. Number two, Xhaka out for what's his name you're saying right now, it's not going to work. Xhaka gave them so much in that midfield to help with Partey. Okay, they got those two, but you can't have Rice and Partey and Odegaard and what's his name?
No, Partey was playing right back, weren't he, against Forest? That's how they fit him in. Madness, yeah.
It's going to be, they're going to ruin something in their makeup to make them all play. But like you say, Havertz, he can't do the Xhaka job. That's for sure. I think you could do Rice and Partey. That means Havertz wouldn't play. But it looks like Havertz is going to be a player playing for them. So you're going to lose that ability to be defensively strong if you're going to play him there, because Odegaard's definitely playing. So
yeah, got to play.
I don't know what you're doing. Are you putting Havertz up front while Thingy's there, but Nketiah's playing? So someone's going to have to fall out, and I'd like to see what Arteta does there as well. So they're the two things that I think Arsenal are going to find it hard. Another thing, they've got more games this year. They've got midweek games this year, and they've got to keep it up. They've got to keep up those. With the second team, they've got to continue winning. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And they're just going to feel the pace of it, thinking, oh, we got that close last time. Oh, we're just going to have to do a little bit better. No. That was very high last year. And I know they're going to play very well. But like I said, I don't think they'll get as many points this year for that reason, and for those reasons.
Yeah, so you're not even going to make so this is the point I wanted to touch on with you, is this as well, is I've seen it in the fan base. A lot of my Arsenal fans, a lot of my mates are Arsenal fans. And it's a range. There's people, that's a great shout, to be fair. They are exactly trying to shoehorn players in. But a lot of Arsenal fans, they all think that last season it wasn't just a one-off. And I'm not saying it was, but there is a possibility that it was just a one-off for us. We finished second twice, and this is what I'm saying to Gear. We finished second twice in the last 4 years. And neither time was it all of a sudden we're back. And Arsenal seems to have all of a sudden got this mentality that they're back. And I think a few bad performances, and listen, it may go completely the other way. Mikel Arteta may turn out to be the next Pep Guardiola, and this team actually does go on and win the league. But there's also the flip of that, which is what you're saying, which is they don't do as well as last season, starts playing on minds of the fans, starts playing on minds of the players. Would that sort of thing happen? Can you see that happening? And all of a sudden it becomes a quagmire of expectation versus reality because you've had a great season last year. Can that become a problem?
Yeah, because remember, the other side is Saka first time getting that many goals and assists. Martinelli first time doing that as well. Not to say that they can't do it year in, year out, but it's the first time it's happened, and you've lost your striker as well. Can you continue playing without a striker, the main striker? That's what they missed last year. Curler said the same. But yeah, so I can see the fact that it's a different level of mindset when you're up at the top, when you're winning games like that all week in, week out. You see it many times with a player who comes in the league, they have a first season where they kill it. Then the next season, because players know who they are and what their tendencies are, they now have to up their game. That's the same as Arsenal now. Oh, we know what they're good at. We know what they're going to be doing. It's going to be tough to stop, of course, but you're more prepared for that, which means they're going to have to raise the bar again. And in terms of the buying that they've done, great. They have strengthened their squad. They have. But if you're trying to shoehorn Havertz in, like Curtis said, it's going to hurt you defensively. Nottingham Forest had chances against them. They should have scored. It should have been a draw, even a penalty. Look, Havertz signing is strange. He looks out of place in that formation. They needed a proper striker and did not land one. And 1 game a week they played more or less compared to United 2 games a week. So they will suffer with squad and injury.
Another great shout. Yeah, you said that, Nathan. Yeah, it's a great shout. I didn't think of that. That they literally, I mean, they went out of what Europa League second round, didn't they? I think so. So yeah, they had limited games. So yeah, and they fell like I say without the striker, they fell apart as well. So that, I agree with Curlers. The Havertz signing was strange to me. I actually think he's a great player, but this is what I'm saying. I think he's going to. I'm talking about Di Maria as well. I think that we needed to give Di Maria a whole season to figure out how we'd get the best out of him. And I think it's going to be the same with Havertz this season. I think Rice is going to take a little bit of time to get used to even just the physical side of it, of being Arsenal. West Ham, it was different. He was a linchpin. He's going to be expected to move up and down the pitch, expend a lot more energy. So they've got players that need to settle. I just think that if our players, like we've got players that need to settle as well. So, but they're Ten Hag bias. Onana knows the system. He's come straight in. Mount plays a balls feet football, so I'm not as worried about it. But yeah, Arsenal third, and I still think they do well, Nate. I still think they do. I just think they do exactly the same, and I just think that everyone else does better. I think Liverpool get more points. I think Chelsea get more points. I think we get more points. I think Man City possibly run away with the league this year. Pep's got that look about him. It was too close for him last year, and they looked ruthless against Burnley. One game. But we'll see, yeah.
And you know what's weird about them? They just said, listen, Grealish, I know you killed it last year. Let's just rest you today. Everyone thinks you're going to play, but I ain't playing you today. You know what? I'm just going to do something different. I'm going to play Rico Lewis. Rico, you ready, lad? You ready? First game of season. Rico, you ready? You're going to be our first team defender now. I don't know what he's going to do, but he likes to put himself under handicaps and still win leagues. I don't know what's wrong.
Yeah. That's what I mean. He's got bored. That's what I'm saying. He's got this look about him where he's like, he's going to go for it, like mental, like, just win every 38 wins this season, say crazy like that. So, look, Rico Lewis, it makes you laugh. When you've got 85 on the back of your shirt, you know you shouldn't be starting a football match. You know what I mean? I don't care how young you are. If they're giving you 85, you like that better be a request. You know what I'm saying?
What's Curler say there on this one? Arsenal flung away the domestic cups last year for a title push. This year, the fans won't allow that. So game overload will kill them. 6 for me. 5th.
Oh, fair play, Curlers.
Of a DM or two. This is the thing that I'm going to mention now. Look, exactly what you said there, yeah, in terms of that's annoying when I hear that, though, when people go, oh, we're not concentrating on the Europa.
We
just won all our games with no losses, got to the round 2 and got knocked out and go, oh, we're not concentrating on that. We're just all about the league. We get beaten in the FA Cup. Oh, we're not concentrating on that. It's all about it. No, you're concentrating on every game that's put in front of you, just like we did. But we won our games and got very far. We got to the finals. We got to the whatever semis or quarters in the Europa. And we tried to win everything, but we didn't get it done. Simple as that. We got one win, one cup, and we was happy with that. But let's not say we're not concentrating. Forget all of that. That's the fan mentality. Players do not have that mentality ever. We're not concentrating. Right. So let me get to it. City, I agree. I think they'll win the league. Second, I think Arsenal will come second. I actually think that they will have enough to still be slightly ahead of us, only because I think we don't know what we're going to get from the striking position yet.
Yeah, that's fair.
Whether he's going to be ready, whether he's going to handle it. Also, do we get that right back in that's going to help us be more press resistant and still keep playing? Because we did have Wan-Bissaka make that super mistake and led to a goal. Then Dalot makes that super mistake and led to a lob over the keeper. So that was just because of our players' unforced errors with no pressure. We got to try and play that football, but you got to have the players to be able to do it. We're one player away from doing that now. If Pavard comes in terms of on the ball, like I said, that will come in. And I think Mount will make us so much better in terms of being able to stop attacks and be able to move things forward to create attacks, the starting blocks for an attack. I think we are definitely going to be in and around the 3rd and 4th position. I think it'll be Man City, Arsenal. And you know what? If Liverpool got Casado, I was putting Liverpool in 3rd. But the minute that happened, it's like they ain't got that defensive midfielder. Now they're playing too many attacking players again. They're going to be open. So Arsenal now, they're kind of, if they keep playing Havertz, they're going to be open, but they're going to, not be anywhere near City. Liverpool, they're going to be too open if they don't get a defensive midfielder. And then you've got Newcastle who looking strong. So, and Newcastle going to be that team in 3rd. It's going to be a fight again with Newcastle, Man United, and Liverpool for the third spot. And that will be the third, fourth, and fifth. I don't know how it's going to go. It's going to be tough, but I'd like to think United are top of those three if we don't get any injuries, because we're looking most equipped to be in that area, especially if Højlund does the job that we expect. And that's 10 to 15 league goals. Just 10 to 15,
Oh, yeah.
please. That's all I want.
Not just that. I think it was, like, just briefly mention it as well. We'll talk about it properly on a Thursday show, but I'm pretty sure Greenwood's back as well. From everything that seems to be going around, the way people are talking.
That's another thing.
Yeah,
that's another thing.
but we'll talk about it. Let's do. But I think with him back as well, this is where I'm coming from with the Man United thing. I know we're coming from Arsenal. Because there's another 15 goals there. 15 20. Goals from him. Yeah, like let's just be 50, like 30 from him and Højlund together. That takes us to second. That takes us to a UEFA Cup final or an FA Cup final win. That's another little step. And then summer comes around next year, and we maybe finally do get. I'm not saying a player of Frankie De Jong's quality, not him personally, but 120 million pound player. You know what I mean? So yeah,
back at the same. Yeah. If he comes back,
that's a fair shout. That's a fair shout. Yeah.
Take him a while, but he will get. I think he'll be the same player. But how long does it take for him to get back to that sharpness and fitness and finishing timing?
Yeah, because it's all well and good training on your own, but match fitness is even at my level. You know the difference. There's being fit, and then there's being able to do 90 minutes in a football match. So they are different things. There's no two ways about it.
Exactly. But look, you've got my four: City, Arsenal, or Man United, depending on what happens in the next week. Liverpool, Newcastle, they're the ones. Chelsea will be just behind it. They're looking good. They're looking quite strong. I think that they'll be up there as well again. So then you got Brighton just after them and stuff like that. But yeah, man, it's going to be a mad one because there's a lot of teams looking quite good this year.
Yeah.
We're moving.
Oh, this is what I mean. I know Villa got tonked, but their team looks good. Brighton looks very good. Basically, you've still got Spurs knocking about there. I know that they're a bit of a banter team, but they always can turn up a win, even without Harry Kane. Like they can just do you. Sometimes his son's on form. That people forget Son had a really bad year last year. So yeah, it's going to be a great season. It's going to be a great season. They just don't know about that. And Man United, I think, if we're going to get top four, dropping points is going to be like we can lose a few games. It's going to be them draws, and this is where them goals are going to come in. Then 1-1 draws against Palace. Was it Southampton as well? We drew with one. Like they have to be wins. And converting.
One thing we do need to do before this window closes, we need to get a cover for Casemiro, because if he misses
100%,
we don't have anyone for that. But if Kobe Menu is fit, he might be a player who can come in and do a job.
He's out for a while though, isn't he? Like he's out for 6-8 weeks, isn't he? Right.
No, but we needed the Amrabat or something like that, because he is a player who has been playing with Ten Hag before in the past.
Yeah.
We saw that the World Cup he did really well. So it's not just the World Cup, it's the fact that Ten Hag has seen him firsthand in training, knows about him, seen him in the World Cup, now knows even more what he can do in there. So I think that's a great signing for him to come in. From what I've seen looks very good. Looks very good.
Yeah, see, I don't know much about him, but this is exactly what you're saying, Curly. Exactly what you're saying. For a cover for Casemiro, and that means hopefully you're getting realistically 25. If we go everywhere, if we go third, far in all competitions, 25 to 30 games a season, with 10 to 15 of them coming off the bench and stuff. Yeah. And if he's able to do that, 25 to 30 mil for him, I'm hearing, seems like I really don't know much about the player, but without sounding too harsh, a defensive, unless you're Casemiro, DMs are pretty easy because you just need to be defensive and be able to pass a ball, and it looks like he can do that if he keeps it simple and calm. Then great player, you know what I mean? So having definitely an upgrade on a Fred, because Fred is not a DM. I feel bad for Fred because he ain't a DM, and neither's McTominay really. McTominay ain't a DM. McTominay's a centre mid, old school, just Boston centre. So yeah, we need him. We need him, mate. We need him. I think by the time
he's press resistant and he can win balls. He reminds me like Casemiro a little bit because he wins balls, and then when he's under pressure, he just pops it quickly. So he's quite similar to what Casemiro does, and we just need someone who's specialist at doing that sitting position.
Yeah,
like you said. But look, we're going on to the game now. Finally, we're at the match. Man United versus Wolves, Old Trafford, 8 o'clock tomorrow. I'll be on Stretty Paddock doing the watch along again. But we'll have to do the post match afterwards, probably in the morning or something. But in terms of the lineup, We're all thinking this year. We don't know what to expect. We've seen Sancho playing up front. We've seen Garnacho on the left. We've seen Rashford up front. We've seen him on the left as well. We've seen Anthony come on and do okay on the right. We've seen Mount in the midfield with Casemiro. We've seen that defense. What do you think? It's quite nailed on what we think. I think there's probably one position where you're thinking, I don't know. What do you think? Are you going with Onana in goal? Of course.
Yeah. This season, it's not going to say, this season, when I do my teams, I'm going with what I want. Because I kept changing it last year between what I think he's going to pick. This is what I want. Yeah, Onana in goal, obviously, mate, all day. And players we've got at the moment, not with, like, obviously, Højlund's injured, Pavard ain't coming in. I think still, for me, I think first game, you keep it tight. You go around with Wan-Bissaka at right back for the first game. I don't know about yourself. Yeah. Luke Shaw, obviously, Varane, Martinez. It's simple, that back, you know what I mean, for me. Casemiro, DM. Then I think you do. I think you play Mount as the 8, basically, and Bruno as the 10. They seem to change a little bit. And this is where it gets a little bit funky now, because for me personally, I think without Højlund there, you put Rashford through the middle and you give Garnacho his starts, and you see if Garnacho can do it for the first 3 or 4 games of this season. And then it comes down to, it's all up for grabs. Right wing, no one really impressed me in pre-season. Right wing, Sancho and Anthony both need to do more. I think Sancho did better in pre-season, but I think you go Anthony just because he was better overall last season. So yeah, Rashford through the centre, Garnacho left, Anthony right to start, Sancho bench.
I started thinking of the same thing. So I've got the exact same back four. I'm not going to even mention it. But the question is, we're at Old Trafford. We're probably going to be in more possession. Does he try and put Dalot in there thinking he's more of a aesthetically looking better passer on the ball, and we're probably not going to need to defend as much against them, and then go for the Tottenham game, you might put Wan-Bissaka in. But that's the question. Is it a Dalot or Wan-Bissaka? I would go with Wan-Bissaka. Let's see if Dalot gets in there for that reason. Central midfield 3, it nails down itself. There's no change in that. Casemiro, Mount, and Bruno is the whole, definitely. Rashford plays, but does he play on the left where his actual position is? Then you put Sancho up top where he's been playing and Anthony on the right, because that could be a front 3 that he chooses this week, and then bring Garnacho on off the bench to make a difference if nothing's going on. Because if you think about it the other way around, you start Garnacho with Rashford up top, you're bringing on Sancho, who really, I don't ever see him doing much when he comes off the bench. I'd rather Garnacho coming off the bench and giving us that extra bit of power and pace. I know I want to see him start, but it's like...
I know exactly where you're coming from. Like, I just think that it's now time to, like, for me personally, it's time to stop thinking of Garnacho like that. I agree with you entirely. This is where my brain was going. It's like, you want Garnacho to come off the bench 20 minutes and burn them, but it's now his time, I think, to step up and become first team. But I agree with you entirely. Listen, I think Sancho now, this is where his season lies, is he's going to have to come off the bench. For me personally, he's going to have to fight for his place, because the last 2 years have proven that he doesn't do more than Anthony, he doesn't do more than Garnacho, he doesn't do more than Palestri. And Ahmed's not gone on loan yet, so we've still got Ahmed. So I think it's time for
I think he'll overtake, that's for sure.
I honestly, if Martial's fit, I'd have Martial ahead of Sancho up front, like as a striker.
I'm not playing him until he can train for 6 months.
The problem with Martial is, it ain't the training, mate. It trained for 6 months, fine. Play a game, 12 and a half minutes in, break down. That's the problem with Martial.
He has to play 11 aside behind closed doors for 6 months. He will not make it. How can you be out from the beginning? He came on, if you remember, for the last 10 minutes before the FA Cup final in that Fulham game, last game of the season, to just get his legs moving and save him for the final. He tore his hamstring by whatever he done. I don't know what he did. Pre-season comes around and he's still injured. He wasn't still injured, by the way. He was training with the first team at the beginning of pre-season. But
then got injured
again. There wasn't even any games he got pulled his hamstring in. So how do you pull your hamstring in training? What did he do that pulled his hamstring that he was out for the whole of pre-season? Now he's come back. He's training again. I see him walking on the pitch. And I'm like, he can't play. He can't. You can see he's going to pull something because he scurries along the pitch now. He's like this.
Yeah. He's a broken down. And he must only be 27, 28 as well, Paul. Like, he's broken down. Yeah, he's broken down, bro. There's no two ways about it.
Allergic to games.
Yeah.
That's a nightmare they need to ditch. Yeah,
the problem is with Martial is that he's on 250, 265 grand a week. We'll never sell him, so we just have to wait until his contract expires next year and then let him go on a free.
So let him sit in the wings,
yeah,
get fit and play games and not be injured for a long time. Where you say, "Listen, Gaffer, I've been playing for months now. I'm not injured, Gaffer." Then you put him back in, because at the moment we cannot deal with another season like last year, where we're sitting there hoping that he lasts, and anytime he sprints, it's like, "Please slow down." So
I think we'll be better prepared this year. We've got Højlund, obviously. This is what I'm like. Our team's looking fuller. We don't need to rely on Martial this season. So that's what I'm hoping for. That's what I'm hoping for.
Totally. Right. So we're on to the predictions now. This is the last part of the show. What do you predict? What do you think is going to happen tomorrow? What's the score going to be? And who do you see scoring tomorrow?
It's 1-0 Man United, because Man United Wolves is always 1-0. It's 1-0 Man United. And I'm going for dream debut Mason Mount, 87th minute winner. That's what I'm going with. Yeah.
Wow. You know,
we're going to be all over them. We're going to be all over them all game. It's going to be one of them games where we just can't put the ball in the back of the onion bag. And then, we'll do them last minute 1-0. That's what I'm going with.
Get your comments in. Let us know what you think the score is going to be and who the scorers are going to be as well. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe, people. But what I've got us winning 3-0. I've got us winning 3-0. I'm telling you, I've got us winning 3-0. And I think we're going to see. Let me just have a little look into that.
little septic peg.
Mount gets a goal. Bruno gets a goal. And Rashford gets a goal. That's the three. Mount, Bruno, Rashford get the goals. And we're sorted. We are absolutely sorted. And Greenwood comes off the bench. No, I'm playing. Yes. Pavard initial bid was rejected. He's got 3-0 United as well. He's got Anthony, Rashford, Bruno. That could be a shout as well, because Anthony, he seems to have, he's got a couple goals this year. It's similar kind of goals that he scored.
He was the best. He was the best in the pre-season of that lot, but he still weren't. Our pre-season sort of tailed off at the end. But too much changing, trying different things, so on and so forth. So it was a proper pre-season, a messy. Never judge anything by pre-season, but proper messy pre-season. So.
Exactly. It was one of those. But look, at least we both got a win. You've got now, but I see us winning nicely, nice and comfortably at Old Trafford. It's going to be a nice evening, a nice win, and a nice feel, because we're going to be playing some good stuff. We're going to be enjoying getting that ball to Onana and getting that ball popped around, and then I'm telling you, man, I can feel something in the air tomorrow, and it's gonna be fun. You're
not going to enjoy Onana on the halfway line, Bartes style, just like with that stuff.
Here's the other last thing. You know what? I don't see that as his fault, that goal. I don't see why anyone ever mentioned.
After I spoke to you, didn't I, at the time, and I was like, "What's going on with that one, the lob?" And I was like, once I saw it, I was like, no. And listen, people are picking on Casemiro and saying he's overweight. People are saying that Mount's been awful. I thought Mount's been excellent pre-season. People are whinging already, man. I've seen Ted Hag out already trending on Twitter and stuff. It's madness, mate. It's madness. Who are we going to get in? You know what I mean? Bob the Builder come in and fix it for us. It's mad. But excited. Can't wait. I can't wait, mate. Football's back. You know what I mean? So... I've had nothing but cricket and rugby over the summer, which I don't mind, you know what I mean? But England lost the Ashes, Wales lost at the rugby. Well, they won the first one, so I need Man United to bring some joy in. That's what I need.
I got my shirt. I got the away shirt. Got the home shirt sorted. Nat's got the
What size? What size are they, mate? Quadruple it. Because otherwise they come up small, bro. Small.
But look, man, it's been good. It's been a good catching back up. Thank you, people, for joining in, for joining us. It has been a little while, so we're back on it now. Season started. We are going to be more regular again, and this is just where it starts. Game week 1, Man United versus Wolves. Let's see what happens. But look, thanks a lot, Garth, for coming on the show.
Pleasure as always, mate.
Perfect. Thanks a lot, everybody. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe and follow, of course, and then we'll see you in the next one. Peace out.